You got to hand it to them. Liberals are masters of symbolism. See, in the recent election, to convince people that they were no longer the party of reckless spenders, they abruptly replaced a leader who looked like a reckless teenage trust fund baby with a stern-looking banker. The jet black, carefully groomed hair replaced the uncombed surfer dude hairstyle. The corporate dress shoes replaced the childish running shoes. The MBA lingo replaced the dreamy rhetoric. The spend less, invest more slogan replaced the budgets will balance themselves rhetoric of Justin Trudeau. Wow, what a change. But do the numbers back up the symbolism? Well, we found out this week. Prime Minister Carney tabled his first spending package before the House of Commons, called the main estimate. See, government has to get the approval of the House of Commons to do any spending. So they put forward this package, and it will stack up against the previous Trudeau spending. And to be fair, Mr. Carney's spending is not as bad as Trudeau's. It's worse. To start with, we know that he inherited a morbidly obese Liberal government, and he promised to, quote, spend less. But his first spending bill will increase costs by 8% more than Trudeau did in his last year in office. Let's get this straight. Justin Trudeau doubled our national debt and nearly doubled the cost of government. And Mark Carney was elected to bring those costs down, and in the first year after taking office, the year when you would expect him to take action against those out-of-control costs, he actually increased them by 8%. In fact, the spending will grow almost 3 times faster than the combined rate of inflation and population growth. It is a $500 billion spending bill with no budget. Single moms, seniors, and small businesses must budget before they spend. How come this supposedly brilliant banker cannot do the same, especially after he went around the country claiming to be the man with the plan? And no, this new spending is not, quote, investment, as he likes to say. Consultants, for example, get a record-smashing $26 billion, up 36% in just 1 year. That's over $1,400 for every household in Canada in federal government consultants for the coming year. Spending on bureaucracy is up 6% to $63 billion. Again, almost doubling the pace of inflation and population growth. He literally promised in his Tuesday morning throne speech to cap operating spending at 2% per year, and then the afternoon of the same day, his government introduced a bill that would boost the overall spending by 8%. In other words, 4 times higher than he had promised that morning. Liberals changed the face at the top. You know, they plagiarized conservative economic speeches and messages. But all that really matters is the numbers. And the numbers don't lie. This is the same Liberal spending by the same Liberal team, which will bring the same Liberal debt, Liberal inflation, and Liberal taxes. It will mean our youth are still unable to afford homes, mothers lined up at food banks, seniors choosing between eating and heating. You know, you'll have to think twice before you even go for a little cup of coffee. So what do we do about it? Well, Conservatives are going to use our increased numbers in the House of Commons. We got an extra 24 seats and 2.4 million votes to fight for a lower cost government and more money in your pocket. We want cuts to bureaucracy, consultants, corporate welfare, foreign aid, and other wasteful spending to bring down debt, taxes, and inflation. We'll put hard caps on government spending. Instead of printing money, we'll empower Canadians to produce more of the stuff money buys: energy, homes, food, and more. That will bolster purchasing power with bigger paychecks that retain their buying power. We want to put you back in charge of your life and your money. We don't need a change in hairstyle in Canada. Not a new suit or a nice pair of shoes or even a fancy resume. What we need is a change in direction.